it's not that there aren't pretty goals, and it's not that traffic goals, rebound goals, redirect goals aren't pretty. It's that the two have really become kind of an intertwined thing. Good morning to you. Good Thursday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Penguins. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or baseball, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Pirates in the same place that you found this. Stars 6, Oilers 3 in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final last night in Dallas. Good stuff. Good stuff. Always enjoy the big comebacks. You know, everybody, I don't like Edmonton. I don't like that franchise, I should say. Nothing wrong with the city. But, you know, you got to respect, you go into a third period, it's Game 1, you're at home, there's going to be some extra pressure, your fans are going to be a little bit tight. And at the same time, you know, they're the Oilers, and you know you can pop some if you go at them. And the way the Stars went at them, the way they got their goals was by going right at the Edmonton crease. Now, not that Stuart Skinner is some, you know, top 10, top 15, top 20 goaltender in the NHL. But the Stars have a certain way that they generate their offense. So as, you know, uplifting as it is to see somebody of Tyler Seguin's, should we say, experience creating his own breakaway to score Dallas's first goal, to see Miro Heiskanen get the one that pulled Dallas within 3-2. That was 32 seconds into the third period. And to see the way Heiskanen got it, he's at the left point. He has an Edmonton player approaching him. If I recall, it was Matthias Janmark, but I'm not 100% sure of that. So the Edmonton player's coming at him. Heiskanen's looking past Janmark. Heiskanen is looking down near the crease. He's looking at all the traffic, all the green that's down there. And instead of shooting for a redirect, instead of doing one of those pointless, I can't stand these things, the passes off the end boards. You know which ones I'm talking about, the deliberate misses. He just has so much volume there that he spies the net, and he sees the net. Now, he gets his shot through Janmark, but he also gets it through everybody because Skinner, as it turns out, couldn't see anything. Skinner tries to look to his left. The shot was actually coming from his right. It goes dead center. Dead center. I'm sorry, but that's pretty in its own way. That's really, really good hockey. There'd be another goal that Matt Duchene scored. That would actually end up being the game winner. Just tons of traffic there. Guys lying down on the rink. Just all kinds of messes. And both of these were on a power play. Okay? That's also worth pointing out. It's all right to do some of the ugly stuff on power plays. You know where I'm going with this. I don't know, for as much as I've been talking about and focusing on defense throughout this offseason, and the need, I feel it's an immediate need to upgrade and really change a lot of what's on the back end. I feel that this roster still needs more of those types, not the ones who have to be told to go to the net. Anybody will go if you tell them. But they won't go with gusto. They won't go. I don't even want to get into comparing anybody to Patrick Hornqvist, who was pretty much born in front of the net. I'm talking about just guys who will kind of gravitate there. They don't have to be really big guys or even exceptionally gritty. They just have to have that nose for that area. And as I look up and down the Pittsburgh roster, and for that matter, what's in Wilkes-Barre Scranton, there's not a ton of that there. The Penguins still have a lot more among their younger guys, I'm referring to here, Phil Tomasino types, than they do that are going to, the crashers and bangers. Some can surprise you eventually. Some can surprise you in a sneaky way. I'll give you an odd example here. I felt like even though Ville Koivunen hardly ever shot the puck in his 8 games in Pittsburgh with 0 goals and 7 assists, I felt like he had zero aversion to going to the net. Whereas the case of the other top prospect who came up late last season, Rutger McGroarty, there were times where I wanted to see him do a little bit more of that, and he might have gotten kind of caught up in being out there with the superstars. And I actually do see him as someone who's going to do that in the future. All I'm observing here is that it didn't happen right away. And then there's another variable in all this, which is the head coach, whoever that might be. Trends come and go in hockey, but going to the net for loose pucks, for rebounds, for all the stuff that I've been describing here today, that's pretty much been true since the Stanley Cup champions were going home by dog sled. And here's hoping that the next coach will be someone who emphasizes a whole lot of these things, because, my friends, it is not an accident that that's all we're seeing so far in this round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. All 4 teams. When we come back, J1Q. This episode is brought to you by Bet Online, your number one source for all your summer sports needs this season, from Major League Baseball, golf, NHL, NBA playoffs. Get the latest odds and lines, including all team matchups, player props, odds on just about everything that's out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. Today's J1Q, go to my man Max Zed, who throws out some advanced stats, he says, for the Erik Karlsson and Chris Letang narrative, meaning as comparing the two. We've been doing a little bit of that on the show over the past few days. He says that Letang is 23rd and Karlsson 25th in expected goals for the NHL, and that's with Karlsson having more shifts started in the offensive zone, always a big factor. Karlsson has more high-danger shots against, very few hits, and more turnovers than Letang. Letang has more shots blocked. Letang produced more goals from shots by rebounds created. That's really surprising, actually. And Karlsson had the better goal differential above expected. Now, if I had to look ahead, my friend, to the coming season, it's difficult to envision Kyle Dubas finding a match for Karlsson without giving up a lot of salary. And he has made pretty clear, and by the way, to date has lived by it, that he'd rather not do that in trades. He'd rather not literally pay for other teams to take problem contracts or problem players, depending on how it is that you perceive Karlsson on both counts. For all we know, that might be a Fenway Sports Group thing. They just might not believe in it and might not want him to do it. Now, I don't think there's any doubt really anywhere among anyone that the Penguins would be in better shape if Karlsson were not on the roster. And I'm hardly a Karlsson basher, but I'm also not blind or ignorant to salary cap realities. Bearing in mind that it only takes one suitor to get something done, I suppose it's at least possible. If it isn't, and if these two return as your top 2 right-handed defensemen, there are going to be a lot of questions to answer well before training camp, not least of which is, let's remember, even though Max Zed didn't throw him into the equation, and I'm kind of glad he didn't, Matt Grzelcyk would end up outperforming both of them on the power play. Took their jobs. Probably the single biggest positional surprise of the entire season in Pittsburgh. But remember, Grzelcyk is going to be an unrestricted free agent. And my understanding, at least I've heard this peripherally, is that he wants a multi-year deal. He was coming to Pittsburgh on a 1-year prove it. He feels like he proved it, at least toward, the second half of the season, maybe the final 2/3 of the season. And he's going to go take a look, and he's going to sign for the team that offers the most money over the longest term. I don't really think that should be Pittsburgh. But I say that, and I remember that there are no left-handed defensemen left if he isn't around. I appreciate you sending that our way, Max said. I appreciate everybody who listens to Daily Shot of Penguins. We're going to do another one of these tomorrow.